Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program and Ohio Stoneware.
I'm Jeff Oechslein, daddy of the patio, and we are cooking up a storm, or maybe grilling up a storm, with the one and only Scott Campbell from True Value M&M Hardware. Scott,
Jeff,
thanks for joining us.
You said storm, I had to look up.
Just some serious clouds.
I know,
we are good. Now, before we start, we got to cheer.
Oh, cheers.
We got to.
You got cups from?
Yes, this is from Ohio Stoneware in Zanesville. Check this out. This is all hand painted, by the way. They're one of our sponsors. And these are beautiful.
Well, this is for fishing.
Fishing. That's for Father's Day right there.
It is.
I figured, even the inside of this one is.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. We're drinking coffee out of this. Or garage beer, whatever, you know.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, check this out. They gave me a fermenter. I do not know anything about fermenting, but I'm going to learn. This thing is heavy. I'm going to make some pickles or sauerkraut in there.
Sauerkraut mostly.
Sauerkraut?
Yep.
You know, I'm Polish, so I call it kapusta. We'll make some kapusta, some kapusta pierogies, perhaps.
They're the biggest producer of these crocks, I believe, in the region.
Yeah.
And actually at M&M Hardware, we keep some of these crocks in some of the lids because there's a lot of ethnic people that make sauerkraut.
So check it out. They have a wholesale only, but they also have a place you can go visit. It's in Zanesville, Ohio, and tell them you saw it on Cooking Up a Storm with Jeff. So you never know. Maybe they'll give you a discount if you say that. You never know, right?
Never know.
So Scott's here. We're going to be grilling today, and you're going to tell us how to get the grill. I have a grill, and I also have a griddle. How we're going to get them ready, how we keep them clean for the summer.
Well, one is, you know, that you've got your propane tank underneath.
Mm-hmm. That's important.
So it's down underneath here.
There it is. It's
filled.
filled.
Should have been off.
Well, I just turned it on.
Right.
It was off.
And then reconnect it.
Yeah.
Know, if you've had it off. Now, most people grill 12 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Used to be when I was a kid, it was Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, and put everything away.
Yeah.
These days, you leave it out all the time. So that's important. Also, down underneath here, you want to make sure that you get down underneath here and look up. You'll see some tubes. And I know you're not going to be able to show it on film here, but you want to make sure that there's no spider webs because there's actually air vents right here on this Weber grill.
Okay.
So you don't want any spiders, anything that has made a little nest there for the winter time. Make sure that that's not there.
Or mice.
Or mice, whatever, because you don't want anything backing up, and that does cause, if there's no airflow, then you're not going to get the right burn on your burners.
Okay.
Okay? So that's that part. Then the other part that you and I have kind of talked about a little bit, whenever you lift your lid, you know, you've got your lid, and if you look at your lid, if it looks like it's kind of crusty, well, that's because when you cook with your lid down, same as you don't cook with your oven door open, right?
Yeah.
So you take your lid off, and you turn it upside down. You get some real hot water, put down in it, but you use this. Dawn dishwashing liquid.
Removes grease.
Is the best grease remover you can find. And I'm going to tell you what, Weber, Blackstone, Traeger, Charbroil, all the grill people will tell you, squirt this in there, let it get all swished around a little bit, put some hot water with it, and it's going to knock out a lot of that grease that you get in there and gets built up.
You know when they have oil spills, they use this. Like, to clean off animals, that's what they use. They use Dawn.
Right. There's lots of soap out there, but this is the one that really, truly cuts the grease.
Yeah, I get I have a huge bucket, and I put these grates in there, and I just let them soak.
That's right.
Hot water.
Some people on grates will throw them in their self-cleaning oven and do it.
Yeah.
The only problem is it gets so hot in there that you can kind of warp your grate. So you have to watch that. You can do it, but you have to watch that you don't warp them.
Now, have you ever heard this trick? My neighbor told me this. I tried it. You get these grates, you put them in a bag with, I want to say it's
ammonia.
Like, yes, on a hot day, on a hot sunny day, you let it sit outside for like a day or so.
Right.
And then it just rips off all the fumes, just rip it right off.
There's certain parts you can't get out.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about natural stuff. What do you got natural that you're going to clean this grate with? I see it.
I see an onion right here.
That's right.
The onion, yeah. We'd want to heat it up first and then do
the
that.
onion or the grate?
I don't want to heat that. The grate, the griddle, the
I'm
grill.
just making sure we're still on the same page.
Yeah.
You're right. Heat the griddle up. Not super hot, but you want it to be warm.
Yeah.
Then you take that onion and you just rub it back and forth, and it's natural. That or a lemon.
Okay.
Either one. Those are the two things.
Now, this has some, speaking of lemon, it has some citrus in it.
This is an all-natural cleaner, and it is citrus. But it's on, and you can squirt it on there. Again, you still want it to be a little warm. You don't want it on high, you just want it on warm. So, but you can buy all natural cleaners, and then you can buy some other cleaners that aren't all natural, which is like a little bit of a chemical thing.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if you're using a chemical cleaner, make sure you rinse it out afterwards if it's not all natural. So just do that.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about brushes, because the other thing you can do is brushes, and this is a traditional brush.
Yeah.
And you see that it's got little metal tines in it.
I've heard a lot. I mean, you see on the internet, you see people get
that bee out of there.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It's all part. I mean, quick outside. It's nature. I've heard of people getting this stuck in their throats. I'm not a huge fan of this
That's if
one.
the bristles are starting to fall out.
Okay.
All right, so if you've got a bristle brush, usually it's brass or it's stainless steel. And if you're using that and you see some bristles fall out, there's one thing to do. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just throw it away.
That was nice. I like that.
It
Yeah.
landed in a good spot. so the other thing.
You just hit the dog.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm
kidding. Anyway, so the other thing is that now they're going to these. This is made by 3M.
Okay.
It's a Scotch-Brite Scotch pad, but they got a little funny thing on here, and a different supplier put it there. But you can use this, and it's a little bit coarse. It doesn't have the chance of losing metal in it. However, this still will wear down, same as the metal wears down. Okay, so you have to remember.
It has a handle, which is nice because that way you're not tearing up your hands while you're doing it.
You got a little bit of pressure.
Give it a little elbow grease.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you want to do that on it. The other thing is once you're done brushing it down, the best thing to do if you're using metal or whatever, rinse it off, because you're not cooking while you're doing that. So it should be cooler. I always tell people when you're cooking. When you're done cooking, I always leave one burner on low, just one of them, not all of them. One on low. Put the lid down. Go eat while your food's hot. I don't like cold food.
No.
So now I remember every time that I've done that, the grill's still on. So I come back out while it's a little warm, and then I clean it.
Okay.
I don't take my food off and let it get cold.
Yeah.
But I put the one burner on, and then we're in good shape. And then all of a sudden you eat warm food, which is wonderful. And then you've got that.
That brings up a lesson for a different time. A lot of people, I think, don't realize, I think a mistake with a lot of people grill is they have, the burners up all the way high. You can do indirect heating with a lot of things.
Absolutely. You got 4 burners.
Yeah.
You can cook with any one or any combination of 2 or any combination
You could have this
of 3.
on high and then put your meat on here where it's
right.
not even turned on. It's still getting it.
That's
it's like
right.
low and
so
slow.
It could be, if you don't have it over here and you're trying to hold it for a little bit,
Yeah.
then put it over where it's not going to be getting that hot here.
And when we get to the griddle, I do a lot of that too. So that's
right.
the good thing there.
Speaking of griddle,
Yeah.
let me grab this. I'll be right back.
Okay. He's going far away, long way for this one.
So this right here.
Okay.
This is made by Weber, and it's a griddle because how much space you got on your porch? You got a lot, but some people don't.
Yeah.
Some people can't have 2 or 3 or 4 different units because you could have a gas grill, you could have a charcoal grill, you could have just
smoker.
a straight griddle, you could have a smoker.
Yeah. One of those eggs.
Yeah, I mean, so all of a sudden you got a huge amount of space. So with this being a griddle, and this is made to fit in. Now this doesn't fit yours. I didn't know that you had such a nice grill. But you pull these grates out.
Neither did I until you came.
Yeah. Yeah. You pull these grates out, set them off to the side, then you move that griddle into place. Then you've got your griddle right here. You don't have to have 2 different ones.
Yeah, which is nice.
So, you're either going to store your grates or store your griddle. If you're not using it, just turn your griddle around, leave it in there, put the lid down, and everything.
It's the best of both worlds. I mean, you can make a lot on griddle. We'll get to that, but for like pancakes, anything you don't want. The grates, the problem is you're going to have if you're making shrimp or something, it's going to fall through. With the griddle, you don't have to worry about all that.
So the other thing on checking and cleaning is
the flavor bars. Is that what they're called?
They're called flavor bars.
Yes.
Now, it used to be they used to have char rock down in there. Are you old enough to remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know what the char rock was? It was only a place for grease to collect.
Yeah.
So when you started it on, everybody thought, that gives it flavor and stuff. No, all you're doing is burning all the old stuff.
And then you get a big flame.
Big flame.
Yeah.
So if these get rusty, all you need to do is measure them, and then you can go get new ones and
Okay.
replace these. These are replaced more than the actual.
Do you think
grates.
I need mine replaced? They look a little.
Yours are still real solid. I've seen people.
They're falling apart.
Oh, they're
I have
falling
one.
apart.
I have one. I think it's a little.
Or you take it and you pinch it and you can fold it. in
brittle.
half.
Yeah.
And then in here is a tube, and you just make sure that there's nothing on top of the tube, and that way the flames will come up.
And
really
that
well.
trap underneath, make sure you clean that at the beginning of the
my
year
gosh.
because that's where all the gook collects.
All the year.
Yeah.
Once a year? No, you got to do it like every
Couple
other time
times,
you're using
especially if you're using like a lot of, even with the grates. If you're using like a lot of marinades, which
yeah.
I do, that stuff sticks on there.
Yeah.
If you're just using meat on, it's not going to stick as much.
No. the other thing you got to watch too is if you're cooking like lamb,
Yeah.
it's going to have more tendency to drip a little more grease.
I've never cooked lamb.
Yeah, well, you can do it.
Never grilled lamb. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Lamb chops.
Lamb chops, wonderful. But you have to watch because that has more grease and it goes down there. I actually had a big fire one day because I was cooking lamb and I pulled that little tray out and it was overflowing and everything else caught on fire underneath. Not the wise thing to do. If you do get a fire that you think's out of control, reach in and turn your propane tank off so you're not feeding any more gas to it. Then you can get the fire under control.
It's probably good to have a fire extinguisher nearby.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Fire extinguisher would be best. Make sure it's rated the right way.
Yeah.
Because there's different ratings on the fire extinguishers. Either that or keep a nice bucket of water around. But you got to get that tank turned off.
Okay, so we talked a lot about the grill. What we're going to do today is we are going to make steak, but we're going to make a steak on the grill and we're going to make one on the griddle. And it's sort of done, at least I do them a little differently, okay? And we're going to show you how to do it, how to get a good sear on your steak, and we're going to do a taste test to see which one tastes the best. Because there's a lot of people.
Do I get some?
Oh, yeah, of course you're. A lot of people that say you have to have a grill for a steak. They like that. I'll show you how to make it on the griddle, and you may not go back once you make it on the griddle. We'll see, though. We'll have an official taste test.
Is this going to be like a throwdown? You want me to do one and you do the other?
Yeah, we could do
or
that.
You do both of them and I'll just eat.
We could do, well, yeah.
I think I like that idea.
Okay, we'll work it out.
I was the first in my family to go to college.
I was looking to switch careers.
I wanted the highest quality, but most affordable option for a degree.
No matter where you are in life, West Virginia Northern Community College can make your dream of a college degree a reality. With over half of our students being first-generation college students and free tuition for many programs, Northern is the right choice for you.
I can go to college. West Virginia Northern Community College. You belong here.
Okay, so we heated up our grill. We turned it on. We have it, it's getting, what, 450, 460. One of the things, I salted this. You said good coarse salt out of Himalayan sea salt. Probably overnight would be best. I did it earlier this morning.
Oh, don't rinse it off.
No,
leave salt on
no, leave it on. And you said that's drawing out the moisture.
From the center to the out.
Okay, and now what I want to do is, a lot of, the mistake maybe some people make, you want to make sure you want to pat this dry. You want it dry, especially when you're on the griddle, because you don't want it just like, it's not going to create that sear if you don't pat it dry, especially when you're on the griddle. So that's one mistake that people make when they put a steak on a griddle, and it may not taste as good as it is, because basically what you're doing is just, you're going to be boiling that water a little bit. Did I turn this one over?
No.
No.
Now you did.
There we go.
Okay.
Get them dry.
Yeah.
We get them dry aged. We're using the fermenter.
That's it.
We're not fermenting, but it's down the road.
From Zanesville.
It's from Zanesville, Ohio Stoneware, the fermenter. This is not the way we're supposed to use it, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make some pickles.
Okay.
3-4 weeks, come back, we'll have
All right.
pickles. But we got our steak. So one of these bad boys are going on. This is I personally like a ribeye. This is a porterhouse. You get a little filet, and then you get your strip. That's what a porterhouse is. Very good. I almost forgot.
I saw you forgot.
I almost forgot. Now,
It's your age.
how much
wonder you
seasoning?
forget.
I like a lot of seasoning.
I do too. Hold on, we're going to flip it over.
Yeah, we're going to flip it.
All right, we're going to turn it that way.
Yeah.
If you turn it the other way, it's different.
We probably should wash our hands.
Afterwards.
Yeah, after we're done.
Yeah.
We got to flip this guy.
Oh, you go ahead and do that.
So now I'll have to wash my hands.
Yeah.
So there you
Okay.
go.
All right.
What type of meat, steak? I like a ribeye, has more fat, marbleization, but
Remember, it's the meat that makes the flavor. It's not the grill.
No,
Unless
no.
you use charcoal lighter fluid, and then you taste it, and then that
or
makes,
maybe you're doing a reverse smoke or something, but we're
something.
not getting into all that kind of
No,
stuff. One other thing I like to do, probably should have did it before we turned it on because it's
No,
going to
we're
be pretty
all right.
hot. I like to take a little bit of oil,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what oil, and then we're just going to sort of clean our grates. This is going to help
You ready?
it from sticking.
Yeah.
So this will help it from sticking. You just put a little bit of oil on there, not a lot. You don't want to create fires or anything like that.
I noticed you got a little less hair on your arm.
Well, in the summer, that's what happens. I'm a hairy dude.
I know it just burned off.
I go to the pool and they're like, Jeff, take off your sweater. It's bad, So we're gonna put one of these on here. It doesn't really matter, and the other one's gonna go on the griddle.
Right.
So what we're gonna do, high. We have it on high. So hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear. And let it sit for what? 4 minutes each side is what I'm going to do.
Well, I thought you were going to flip it so the other side sears, and then we're going to cook it for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You going to flip it? Or you want to sear the other side, or you want to leave it this way?
Normally what I do is I do
Okay.
4 minutes each side.
Lid up, lid down.
Lid down.
Okay. Why? Because you don't cook with your oven door open.
No, that's right.
That's right. Okay.
Okay, T-bone's in there. It's going to be grilling away for about 4 more minutes, and we're waiting until it's done. So there we go. We're going to see if we have a nice sear on this guy. Just going to do a little flip. There we go.
Oh, look at them marks.
Grill marks.
Yeah.
If you want to be real fancy, bougie or I don't know, bougie.
I don't know.
I don't know how they say it, the kids. You do every 2 minutes, and then you have the cross.
Yes.
Crosses.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna do 4 minutes because
That's all right.
we're not
We're
that
doing
fancy.
good.
We're doing good.
We're
We'll
doing
see.
good.
Smelling good.
I know.
That I could tell because Galway's coming over.
Yep, there's your dog.
When the Galway comes over, you know it's
Up, we're there.
good. We're
All
good.
right, let's take a
So
look.
if we're on each side. Now you said you might leave it on a
Well,
little bit longer. Boy,
no.
you're not kidding me. This plate's hot.
Yeah.
I needed some gloves.
So we're going to turn everything down. There's a lovely steak.
You like to keep it
can
on low.
Well, I keep one on low. I turn the other 3 off, keep one in low. I put this down so it stays warm inside there. We go eat the steak, we come back, and then we're going to clean the grill.
Yeah.
That way it's still warm and the stuff's loose and it's still like cooking in there. So it's easier to clean the grill when it's warm than when it's cold. So that's why I do the one there.
Good pro tip. Okay, we got one
Absolutely.
steak down. Let's move to the griddle.
Hartstone, Ohio Stoneware Factory Outlet offers a large selection of crocks, mixing bowls, bakeware, and more, showcasing the history of local art pottery with thousands of hand-decorated pieces. Hartstone, Ohio Stoneware, the destination for pottery lovers.
Okay, so Daddy-O the Patio and Scott from True Value M&M Hardware. I was gonna, you're like, Dad, show us your dance there. Look at that. Look at that. I was going to call him Senorita the Patio or whatever. So now we moved over from the grill. Now we're going to come over here to the griddle. So this is a Blackstone griddle. It's a flat top. We have it heated up already. You can tell it's hot. These are kind of cool to have.
Yeah.
A little thermometer which shows you what temperature is. I'm reading about 430. So if you're making pancakes, you want to know what temperature is to put this is great to have. You can also see if someone has a sick or anything or temperature.
Sick, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So what about your the little bit of oil or grease that we're going to do?
Yeah.
Of course, when you first get your unit, first time you get
you need to season it.
That's right.
So you use this. This is a product they have to season it. It's a cast iron conditioner. It's basically like if you ever had a cast iron skillet, you're doing the same thing. You're seasoning.
Same as a cast iron skillet.
Because when you get this, it's not black like this.
Right.
It's silver. So you want to get it seasoned, nice and seasoned.
Yeah.
So this is a great little product. You have to put it on, let it burn off for about 15 minutes until all the smoke stops, and just keep on repeating and repeating. But mine's seasoned.
And usually once a year, because a lot of times during the winter you don't use it a whole
Yeah.
lot. So it doesn't hurt to season it again in the spring.
And it helps prevent rust because these can get rust,
Exactly.
especially if you have them outside in the elements. This is a great tool. They have so many, a million things for this, but these are great too. Gloves because you don't want to burn
Everything
yourself.
gets hot. You don't want to burn yourself.
Yeah. So we got our steak, and what we're going to do, this is a great product that I like to use on the griddle. It's called Bacon Up, and it's basically what you think it is. If you don't have bacon, you could just buy some of this.
Local grocery store.
Yes, the
I think.
bacon.
Yeah, the Bacon Up. Mhm.
Oh,
yeah.
Or I was going to say,
Or you can actually use bacon if you like.
yeah,
Then
which
you
is
can eat
also
you can eat it afterwards.
Which is also at
Who
the
who doesn't like
local
bacon,
grocery store.
right?
So this stuff's going to go on
Yep.
here. We're going to put a little bit. This is going to give it a little bit of bacon flavor.
Right.
A lot of times, to be honest, I like to make.
Wait a
when I
minute,
make,
give me your spoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna.
I don't need that. I'm just gonna.
Just spill it around a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say I could give you the.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so now we're gonna a little bit of a different method with this. We got our oil. We're gonna put a little bit of oil. You want me
That
to do the
bottle's
oil?
hot. Hold on to the
Yeah,
bottom.
that's the thing with these Blackstones. The sides of these, they have these little tables.
Yeah.
But it gets really hot, so you got to be careful. So we're
Okay.
just gonna put a little bit, not
Yeah,
much.
not a lot.
Not much on each side. You just give it a little flip, and just a little bit, okay? And now we're gonna put it right down. Now, difference with this one is we have it high. We have a high heat on here on these 2 burners. We don't even have these turned on. So we're gonna sear it, but what we wanna do is we want to flip it every minute. So put it on. I'm going to watch my clock.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm
Go.
ready. I'm ready. See, man, listen to that sizzle. So the other one on the grill, we had, remember, 4 minutes aside, basically. And for this one, what we want to do, we want to just sort of flip it. So we're going to give it a sear. Every minute we're going to flip it. Not quite yet. And another great tool to have is for really if you're grilling outside or anything, a griddle is this meat thermometer. So the meat thermometer will tell you what the internal temperature of your steak is. I'm looking for medium rare on this one. I'm looking for about 130 for medium rare internal temperature. But what you want maybe do is 120. You can flip it over now. So here we go. Flip it over the next time. We're gonna keep on doing it till we get a nice char, okay? And then we'll get hopefully the inside's gonna be nice and pink inside, and what we're looking for is a nice char. But by flipping it over like that every minute, it's going to help give us that char and seal in the juices.
Right. You have to remember too, when you take this off, whether it's a grill or a griddle or a smoker, it's still going to be cooking because of the temperature that's there.
So you want it to rest for
you want it to rest a little bit.
You
take it off. That's right. You take it off, cover it with foil, and it'll rest, and the heat will come out of it a little bit. So it's not still cooking.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that. You know, you take it right off and you think you got to eat it while it's hot, but let it rest, and that's going to help it out as well. So we're just going to keep on that process, keep on flipping it over every minute. And you know what? While we're waiting for this, while it's on a little bit of a lower heat, I'll start this a while. I'm going to make a little butter for our steak, and you can do this different ways. You could baste it in it, but what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to put a little butter over here, the cooler side of the grill, because I don't want it to be like ridiculously
Step back a little
hot.
bit so the people can see.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
And then what I have, I think I forgot my garlic, which is inside. So unfortunately, we'll have to leave garlic. This is a little bit of pretend like there's garlic out here. So this is a little bit of rosemary and thyme. I think I may need a little more butter.
A little more butter.
Yeah.
Please.
The butter's soft.
There you go.
Nice and soft. And this is we're just
that's
gonna.
not margarine. That's real butter.
Yeah, we use. Okay, next flip.
4 to 5.
So see how every time we're doing that. See how each time we're getting a nice sear on that. So that's what we want. We want if you get a real thick steak too, what you might have to do sometimes is actually, especially if you have a thick ribeye, thick cut, you may actually have to do the sides too.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Like stand it up on edge like that.
And you could use the side of your griddle to do that as well.
Yeah.
So you could just
All right, let's mush that in there a little bit.
I don't know. What do you think? I'm starting to think that might be good. What do you think?
I'm thinking it's good. I do think it's good.
Okay.
You got a plate?
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, you want me to put this on it now?
Well, we could drizzle it on over both of them, I guess. So, here you go. Oh, you could do that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Garlic would have really made it.
I know. Let me get the rest of this.
Well, here. You know what? Let me get the other steak
right.
out. We got to get
Okay.
the other steak so we can get a comparison here and get a good taste test to see which one is the better steak. Now, this one we made on the grill, and the other one, of course, we just pulled out is on the griddle. So we'll see if there's a difference.
Right.
So you may want to give a little butter on top. So yeah, we got it fair. If we're putting butter on top of one,
yeah, you got to put a little butter
we
on
put
the
a
other
little
one.
butter on top of the
it'll-
other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's everything we can put on.
And I guess if you really wanted to, you could baste it in the butter too. That would give it a little more flavor. Okay, so you got a fork, I got a fork. Let me turn this. So this is the one that was on the grill over here.
Right.
Okay, so when you cut it on the side. So see
Right.
how that looks like a medium. That's done medium, right?
Right.
You know, it's not real red in the middle, but it's a little pink in the middle. It's a little tough to cut because we got that bone right there.
Right.
May have to do one of these.
There you go.
There we go. Cut it right off the bone.
You must have had a job as a meat slicer at one time in college.
No, not at
No, not at all.
No, I'm never a meat slicer in college.
Oh.
You know what I used to make?
I'm afraid.
Triptychs.
Triptychs.
They don't even exist anymore.
You work for
I worked
AAA.
for AAA. My dad worked for AAA. He got me a job making triptychs in
Yeah.
college, and that was before people had GPSs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's the grill, and this is the griddle. Again, this would be your strip part. Your fillet is right here. This is your soft part of the
Yeah.
meat. And I was looking for one. When I buy T-bones, I always like to buy ones that are They have a nice piece of filet, but none of them had a big piece of filet on these. So look
Well,
at
you're
that.
doing well.
That's good. That was perfect time. Look at that juice. Now again, we probably should have let this rest a little bit. We just told everyone to let it
Nice
rest.
and I know we did, but
And we
yeah.
didn't. We didn't. That's pretty good. So we got the nice char, and that's what we want on the middle. We want that nice pink on the middle. If you want it a little bit more rare, of course, you'd not cook it quite as long. So there we go. So let's give it that one. I brought forks out, but who needs forks, right?
You don't.
We don't need forks. So
Oh,
give
my.
that a taste. So that's the griddle. That also has the bacon up. Can you taste that?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this.
You can.
Oh, we'll get this one.
Excellent job.
Oh, that's good.
Did you make a salad? Steak
No,
and salad. No,
no.
just steak.
Oh,
Oh, we're going to be carnivores.
let's try this one.
This is good too.
And I feel like I need something to wet my palate.
Uh-oh. You might
Little.
use your knife to. There you go.
Oh, they both taste good.
They're both excellent.
Yeah. I may went a little heavy on the Montreal steak. A little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah, but that's salt and pepper. You're okay with that. And a little garlic in there too.
It's good. So either way, I think, because a lot of people will say you need the grill, you need that charcoal grill taste, but like you said, it's the flavor bars. They don't even have it anymore.
Right.
Either way, you're going to make a great steak. You just a little bit of a different method, to flipping it over every minute versus 4 minutes on each side.
Well, you just can't throw it there and walk away. You
No.
have to stay and tend it.
Yeah.
You have to take care of it.
Yeah.
Whichever way you're cooking. So.
Yeah, and the key to this thing, what I learned over the years, is make sure you have everything that you want ready, like you're going to do a cooking show.
Right. You're not going to run back and
You're
forth.
not
No.
running into the kitchen trying to
Uh-uh.
chop up stuff. You want to have everything ready because it's going fast.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Scott.
Jeff, it's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. Anytime. Next time we'll open up the pool and we can do cannonballs. For Cooking Up a Storm, I'm Jeff Oechslein.
Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program and Ohio Stoneware.